And I
need a foot pump.
to Scooby-Doo. And I will only love you. Welcome back to the 47th episode of the Sketchbook Heroes podcast with me, Ilias.
And me, Robert!
And together, we are still the Sketchbook Heroes.
Yes! Podcast!
Yes. On this episode, we're going to get a bit more personal, I think.
Yeah, sort of, kind of.
Sort of, kind of, yeah, right?
Something.
We're going to sort of...
Kind of.
No, god damn it. No, but we've written down tons of questions. We haven't discussed the answers to these questions. So some are really personal. Mm-hmm. Some are more sort of superficial.
Yeah.
But we haven't discussed the answers to these questions. So it's like, I don't know how many questions we got down, but...
I think like 20.
20?
Maybe.
Yeah, so this is pretty much 20 questions.
But yeah, based on... And this... it comes from an idea that my girlfriend had this morning,
Yes.
trying to help us out, figuring out how to build up our episodes. So thank you, Anna, again,
Yes,
saving our butts.
super awesome, because we had nothing and we've been crazy busy playing video games.
And it developed into a really nice concept that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
this.
I think this is going to be fun for you guys.
Hopefully.
It's going to tie into art somewhat, because that's who we are.
Yeah.
But also a bit more personal. So you'll get to know us a bit better.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll entertain as well.
We will try.
We will try.
Yes.
Like always.
And with that
Up,
said,
and skadoosh.
yes, exactly.
I don't know.
Skadoosh.
Save.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons. Even with beards and tattoos, you know they haven't changed at all. Failing sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook hero, imagination burning. Sketchbook hero, sketchbook hero, pick up the sketchbook hero. They don't seem to have any line. Sketchbook hero.
And we're back.
Yes,
we're back.
We are back. How you doing, dude?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I was sick all of last week. I think I worked half the week, not even.
Nice.
Then I got sick. Then I got really sick. Then I got a PlayStation.
And you got really not sick.
And I got really unsick. No, so I actually managed to play a lot of video games, at least from Thursday on.
Nice.
So I played video games Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I played a lot of video games. That's just like, as soon as my body started feeling better and my eyes weren't burning, I played a lot of video games.
Nice. So which games?
I started with Uncharted that I finished, Uncharted 4.
Fantastic.
God damn it, that game is good. I really,
Nice.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I have it. I've started playing it, but I haven't finished it.
And you
So-
got it like, it feels like years ago now.
Yeah. Probably was. I don't know.
Yeah.
Time is nothing to me anymore.
Yeah, but I really sort of like found, like, rediscovered video games.
Nice.
So I've started playing Infamous Second Son, which is a game that you're Nightcrawler, but
awesome.
can shoot fireballs and do more awesome, cool stuff.
Nice.
So good. So anyone who loves the concept of sort of like Nightcrawler, teleportation sort of magic.
The BAMF.
Yeah, so if you've ever seen the movie Jumper with Anakin Skywalker.
Or X-Men 2.
X-Men 2. Yeah.
That intro scene.
Yeah. This is pretty much it, but in gameplay, so...
It sounds amazing. You really sold me into it. Like, I remember seeing the trailer when they launched the PlayStation 4 and was really hyped for it, but then forgot about it.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. Or didn't.
So I don't remember. I think the first game I got was the Batman Arkham Knight.
Nice.
And Mortal Kombat. So that was it. And then, yeah.
Awesome.
But
but I've been doing a lot of that, plus getting better.
Nice. Very good.
So how have you been?
I've been good. I've been really good. It's like, yeah, I've been working really, really hard these last couple of weeks, and my girlfriend Anna thought I'd been working way too hard.
Mm-hmm.
So she actually booked us a little vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So she paid and fixed the whole trip to Åbo or Turku,
Finland.
Yes. And we left Friday, came home today.
Sweet.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and arrived back home this morning.
Jesus.
And we went by boat. So boat rides, a lot of alcohol, even more alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's pretty much been my weekend. It was amazing though. Really, I enjoyed the city. It's really small, cute, homey, you know.
I've been there, by the way. So yeah.
You have?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Åbo? Yeah.
Yeah. I've never been. It was the first time for me.
I was there like midwinter. It was so fucking cold.
Yeah, it was
I
pretty
came
cold.
with my thin jacket, and my hands turned blue.
What?
Yeah, it was so cold. It was like, oh man, I don't remember how cold it was. I think it hit like 30 something.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it wasn't that cold now. It was.
Yeah, dude, it was so cold. Like I saw my hands go blue, and the girlfriend I had back then, her brother was like, "Dude, borrow my gloves," because I did not come prepared. I was like, the winter in Sweden was like it was fine, but holy dicks, I was not expecting whatever the fuck we met there. Holy crap!
Yeah, no, it wasn't that cold. It was cold. I had my long johns, thankfully. Saved my life, they did.
In my head, you just wrapped yourself with your penis, like with my long john. I was like, "Wow, that! Thank you, brain."
Thank you, Ilias. That was a big compliment. No, but yeah, we went there also to visit Anna's old friends who just came back from living in Scotland for a year or half a year or something. So yeah, we were just sort of bar hopping and going shopping a little bit and stuff like that. Very nice, casual. Ended the whole trip with, like, when we went on the boat back, we went to the spa on the boat. So like jacuzzi, saunas, all that. Perfect way to end this weekend. It was amazing. And of course, Anna got super sick. So
Of course.
yeah.
But at least you got to do the weekend before she got sick. So,
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
So
Yeah, exactly.
nothing ruined.
Nothing ruined. So that was, fantastic weekend. I am super, super grateful. And it's actually the first time any, like, person that's not my parents have ever sort of given me a trip anywhere.
That's
like,
awesome.
Paid for a whole vacation thing. Amazing. I'm so extremely grateful. Just having somebody love you enough to actually think of your health and, like, you're working too much, we're gonna go away. So clear your schedule. You're not working this weekend. Amazing.
Awesome.
So thank you, Anna. Love you.
And also pretty sweet that you can sort of control your schedule that much.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
pretty
definitely.
Sweet. Yep.
I mean, she did give me a heads up quite in advance,
Yeah,
even
but
though I
still,
still had a client booked. But she was very flexible, so that was very nice.
That's very wrong, but yes. Any art related? Have you done any art lately?
The latest thing that I'm working on is the sculpture, the little...
Oh yeah, the Joker.
Yeah, my sort of take on the Joker. Just started off as me being restless for... I was waiting for Anna to just let me know when she was coming home so I could start dinner. And I saw my Super Sculpey box. And I just went sort of spontaneously to it and started sculpting something.
Nice.
And I saw, like, in the corner of my eye, the Killing Joke book.
Yeah.
Which is in my shelf.
Is that the one with the camera?
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
yeah, Joker, yeah.
Yes. Really
So,
epic story.
yeah.
I love it. And I saw that and I was just like, yeah, I should do my own version of the Joker because, like, big nose, big grin. And I wanted to do something with it. And that's turned into, like, a minor project that I want to keep working on a little bit more. and I'm really liking the way it's going. I mean, the hair looks really stupid now, but I did buy, I don't know what it's called in English, but one of those small drills. It's almost like a pen, but it's a drill.
Oh.
Which is awesome because you can like carve in glass with it and
okay, cool.
like
cool, yeah,
etch something. So you have like diamond tipped drills, and you
so
can.
it's pretty much like a tattoo machine for other stuff.
Yes,
yeah, right.
it's exactly what it is.
Super cool.
And it's really nice because it weighs less than a tattoo machine.
What?
Yeah, so it's super easy to work with. Like for me, it's just instinct.
Badass. Yeah.
Plus, you have different types of tips for it. So you have like the really wide ones if you want to just sand down a big area or do
that is
super
so
teeny
cool.
tiny details. So I'm gonna
Holy
like
crap! What did that cost?
I bought a starter kit. So it comes with a drill, and you get 5 or 6 drill tips, an adapter because it's some crazy outlet thing. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And a test glass with some patterns, like, and that was really smart because you just take, if you want to do an engraving on a piece of on a glass, you can just print the image you want, and then you just put it in the glass. So
you can just fucking trace it.
I don't know if if it was meant to be that way, but I just I looked at some images, and then it just light bulb.
Yeah, ding.
And I just put it in the glass, and I was like, holy shit.
That is fucking awesome.
So yeah, you just trace that image, and then you can do like a whole set with the same image if you want to give it away. Because that's what I'm thinking now. I'm going to do some sort of Christmas thing for my parents and sister.
What types of things can you engrave in? Like it's glass?
Anything.
Anything?
Anything goes, dude.
Because I'm thinking of the tip. It won't get fucked up if you do it on...
Well, I think you have to be sort of smart because Anna was working with plaster, yips. And in my head, I was just automatically, okay, that's not going to work because that's probably going to go into all the sort of edges or what do you call it, the creases in the drill. So it would just clog it and then it wouldn't work because that's plaster is a really weird material that
messy,
way.
Yeah,
it's easy to carve in, so you don't need the drill to do it. You could do it with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
But so I used the Sculpey just to try that one, and they work perfectly with each other.
Really,
you have to harden the Sculpey, obviously.
Oh, okay.
So you put it in the oven and then it gets solid. So it's like carving on.
So it's more carving in a softer rock type of thing. Yeah,
just like that. And I tried on wood also, and it worked really well.
Badass.
And then obviously glass, but I haven't tried that yet. Mm-hmm. But you need to be careful because it creates a lot of dust. And I noticed, because I was sitting with the Sculpey a while, and when I went to bed, I could feel it in my eyes.
Oh, that's
because I hadn't used
any protective.
Yeah, so that's note to self.
That is pretty cool, though.
Yes,
that is pretty
super fun. But the starter kit was between 500 and 600 crowns. So
that's pretty sweet.
Maybe $600. No, $60.
Because Sculpey's super cheap, so
yeah.
Fuck, man.
200 or 300, $20
and it lasts forever.
I've had this one for 2 years.
Yeah, just you knead it out and it sort of gets softer.
Yeah, and I still have stuff left. So yeah, definitely worth it. And
cool.
Now I'm just trying to be creative with the Christmas gifts because now I have this new tool to my disposal, and I will. Oh yeah, it's gonna be my family's gonna hate me because they're gonna get so much useless shit with different carving, engravings on it, and I'm gonna be super proud.
You buy your dad's favorite games and then you carve them in the back.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So I guess that's all the news that I have. What about you? Any other art related stuff?
Except playing games?
Well, that is art related, I guess.
So
yeah.
Oh man. No, nothing. I did some on my Peter Pan.
Oh, yeah. I saw that, the post. That was a great post, by the way.
Yeah, I just put a lot of different stuff, and I would love to say some word on the contest. There seems to be a lot of misunderstandings still.
Okay.
But something we can say about the contest is we could have done like tag a friend and do that thing.
Yeah.
But we really wanted to. This contest was more for the people that actually listen to the podcast. It's sort of like it's you that we want to sort of reach with this contest. Like, we don't want it to be too big.
No.
Like, it's fine if people outside of the podcast join in.
Of course.
But
they're not
primarily-
really gonna get it unless they listen to the episodes. I think not
so as well.
100%.
Because I tried explaining it. I showed some examples. I didn't finish mine, so mine is not finished. But I tried showing like a silhouette exploration because
Yeah, you did a great process, I think. Like, but I mean, for me, it's easy because we have talked
I
about
think
it so much.
We've talked about it.
For other people, it
but
might not
everyone
be.
that's sort of like I'm seeing stuff. Someone did like fan art and said like, "Oh, I'm doing the Zelda for the fairy tale challenge," and I'm like, Zelda's not a fairy tale in that sense. It's a game. It's a fan art.
Yeah.
And we don't want you to do fan art. We want you to take an existing fairy tale. Like, it can be the most obscure fairy tale as long as you can sort of like show us what's happening.
As long as we get to know what fairy tale character it is.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly. And just like, so we can look it up and sort of see what you've done with it.
Because video game characters aren't really
They're not
fairy
fairy tales. Yeah.
No.
Unless it's based on a fairy tale.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
But it seems that people are still doing one-offs. And what a one-off is that you draw something, you sketch it up, and then you post like you just work on that sketch that you did. You haven't explored anything. You just did the first like outfit you came up with, the first hairstyle, you know, the first facial whatever feature you came up with, and we don't want that. We want you to like dig, like, oh, this character has these type of eyes, the hair is like this, no, it should be like that. You play around with all these
Explore.
features. I know, and I really tried to sort of push on the explore thing here. But I think the people that I've talked to and the people that listen to the podcast will get it.
Yeah.
Because one of the requirements is that you post the exploration. Because if you haven't posted exploration, you're just going to be disqualified by default.
Because we're looking for the exploration.
I think
and
that's the interesting part.
Exactly.
Like the fun. Like, what did you do up till that point? Like
all the thought behind
the thing.
finished.
And they don't have to be good.
No.
Like, they don't have to be any polished type of sketch.
Exactly. Because
Like
again, we're looking for the concept, the idea, and the genius idea of a redesigned fairy tale.
Yeah, you don't have to be the best. We want to see the creativeness, what you did with it, why did you do it. And I've talked to Philip that listens to the podcast, and he asked me for some feedback, and he's playing around with he wanted to do Goldilocks.
Oh yeah.
And he wanted to sort of do like a little sort of where she kills them and makes clothes out of them with some sort of
bears?
like yes, like in like after Chernobyl, Russia, something, you know.
That's awesome.
And she kills them and puts them on. And I gave him some questions like, why does she kill them? And he had like this Spetsnaz thing that he wanted to add to it.
Okay.
And I just asked him like, what is the connection between like special military plus her killing the bears? Because so I tried to give him some ideas to play with. Like, what if
evolve?
Yeah, what if
thinking
Goldilocks has gone missing and her sister Silverlock I just like took something out of, you know, like the first thing that I came up with to play around with.
Yeah.
And I was like, what if Silverlock, her sister, is out looking for her, and then she stumbles upon the bears. The bears don't have to be, you know, like mother, father, son, or kid, whatever.
Yeah, they're just
they could just be three different
bears.
sized bears, and the smallest one could be the most furious and evil one. You know, like whatever.
Yeah.
Just play around with it, like just do something with the story and just like change it up.
Yeah.
And don't just because like her killing the bears. I said like because he was like, do you think I went too gory? I'm like, no, I don't care about that. I just want to sort of understand why she went, because I would rather hear about Goldilocks, sort of like, or like Silverlock, whoever you choose to do, is sort of like, she takes revenge on the bears, but this, I would be more interested about the character, what happens after. Like, because usually revenge stories, you never get to see what happens after the revenge story.
Exactly, it's
like,
done.
It's done, but I feel like if you spend a big chunk of your life just for revenge, once you do it, life is empty.
Exactly.
And that's when the interesting character development sort of starts.
You get depressed.
Depressed.
And then start
and maybe because
hating the world.
Exactly, because I told him maybe she snaps there and then just goes like a bit crazy, but stays in the house because she has nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And then you can just you can do the bear outfits, you can do all that stuff, like.
Oh, that's cool.
Because then you have that. It's a short story. It plays out in Chernobyl, Russia. Like in that area, and you do all that stuff. But now you have like an environment. You have the pollution. You have the character and the backstory. You have a lot to sort of build off that character.
I see a full movie now. Even with Goldilocks, she got kidnapped, and then maybe if it is the Chernobyl thing, maybe she escapes but has to hide in the Chernobyl area, gets affected by the radiation and shit,
dude.
Becomes like a zombie version of Goldilocks, and then have Silverlocks versus Goldilocks, but they can't kill each other.
I have a better one. What if there are no bears? Goldilocks becomes mutated to look like some sort of bear creature.
Yeah.
And then there's maybe some other characters there as well. And then Silverlock comes there and sort of kills them, and then realizes, that it's her sister, and then goes bananas.
Holy shit!
Because that is pretty sweet.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We just wrote a new movie. 2 new movies.
2 new movies. Yeah. And I'm just saying that if you just because I came up with Silverlocks last time just to help Philip out.
Yeah.
And now I pitched it to you. You pitched it back with your own take, and now we came up with this third story.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. And this is what we want you to do.
This is the thing.
This is the thing.
This is a redesign of a character.
Like Silverlocks is entirely made up.
Yeah.
But you still have Goldilocks that mutates, and then her sister comes in and kills her.
Yeah.
Or the one that they sort of
and it's still based on the story.
But it is based on the story.
Like if you narrow it down, it's still Goldilocks. Like it's that story. But we evolved it this way. And this is the thing, like you need to, and everybody listening out there, you need to have the backstory. Like you write it down so we can read the way you've set up this world and character.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be big either.
No.
It's a caption.
Exactly. And this is just a character development. So just go nuts. Go crazy with this.
Okay, remember, it's a full character that you're designing. You don't need any of the story is there to support the design, but it's not really, it's mostly for you.
Yeah.
We just want to see it out of interest.
Exactly.
So add it there so we can sort of understand the design choices that you're making.
Yeah.
So don't make it a one-off, because we turned Goldilocks. I personally want to hear more about it because I love revenge stories. And also then having that old boy sort of twist.
Fuck yeah.
Amazing.
So cool.
It's awesome. And I think if you have a friend, or at least if you write shit down, you can really get to some awesome ideas, because your first idea is probably not your best idea.
No. Normally isn't.
Yeah.
You can always evolve it. Just keep going nuts.
Yeah, so
go
just
further outside the box.
Yeah, exactly. Kick the box.
Yes.
Go outside.
Make the box into a triangle.
There you
box.
go. Triangle box. The perfect box.
Or a house with bears. Yes.
Yeah, so play around with your designs. There are no limitations to this.
No. Still 3 weeks to go.
3 weeks to go.
You got this. Let's do it.
Yeah. It ends on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or whatever the fuck it is in your country. Yeah. It's perfect.
Amazing. Yes. So hopefully you guys have more clarity in this, in the contest and the assignment, I guess. But if you don't, again, reach out. Yes.
Sweet.
And either mail us at hello@sketchbookheroes.com or just write on the post
or
on Instagram
contact us
or
through DM.
Yeah.
Because I think it's 3 people that contacted me through DM.
And we want to help you guys. So don't feel like you're cheating if you're asking us questions and stuff.
No.
We're going to be, sometimes we might not be so thorough as Ilya's saying, giving the idea straight out like this. We might be a little bit more careful with our feedback. But we want to help. We want to see really cool stuff. We're not going to steal your ideas and make something out of this. No, this is yours.
This is yours to keep. If you have a portfolio piece, that's great.
Yeah. But this is really, we're just doing you guys a solid here. We want you guys to expand your thinking, have fun with this, and in the end, one of you are gonna get something really awesome as a thank you for putting in the time
actually,
and effort.
the Copics are arriving. I got an order because last time we spoke, they were out of stock, but they were back, and I got they're shipping out today, and you're gonna win those the sketchbook and the jelly roll,
which is pretty much everything that we use.
Yeah, like for at least for the gray stuff.
Yeah. I mean, with the purpose, that's the only thing I use now.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I love that.
Perfect. I'm jealous.
But also, I'm gonna throw in 2 small ones, like 2 runners up. So 2 like A6.
Oh, the small.
Purpose, yeah.
They're so cute.
They're so cute. Yeah, I just opened it and I was like, oh, this is beautiful.
I actually just got one myself.
So yeah, I'm gonna get 2 more of those and have like 2 runners up, like a third and a second prize because it's fun.
Amazing. That's how much we love you guys.
And remember, the challenge here is not to be the best artist. Like, just a reminder, it's not about drawing the best. It's about having the best ideas and presenting them, in a way that works.
Yeah.
Like, that we understand, like, oh, fuck, dude, this is brilliant. So you don't have to be the best artist to join.
No.
We just want you to challenge yourself and then just, like, show us. So... there is no ego, like Robert usually says.
Exactly. Leave your ego out of it.
Shove your ego up your ass and send us some art. Wow.
Like, what does that even mean?
I don't know. But also, rate us. Yeah. Rate us and subscribe to the podcast on your podcast app. Leave
or
us
SoundCloud.
a few.
Or YouTube.
Or
whatever.
Wherever we exist.
Yes.
I've seen us on other platforms as well.
Oh, really?
No, but like podcast places that sort of stream through Apple, I guess. I don't know how it works.
Harrybears.com.
Yeah, harrybears.com is our favorite website.
Awesome.
Maybe not go in there if you're at work.
Please do not.
You won't find us there, but it's a great site.
But you're definitely not going to unsee what you see there.
Exactly. It's truly the danger zone. So, yeah.
With that said,
moving on to today's topic.
Yes.
Right? Whoa!
And away we go.
And back we come. Yes, we're back.
We are back.
And now it's time to play our little game.
Called something we don't know what it's called.
Yes, the game of asking questions.
And yes, and answering maybe.
And answering them.
Alrighty.
Shit, where's my phone, son?
It's on the floor, dude.
It's too close, dude.
Dude. I am on the battery saving thing. I need to change that. So you can take the first one if you want, because I'm fixing this shit. There we go.
The best weekend.
The best weekend, and this comes after we've talked about
the best weekend. No.
Nice. The best weekend. So again, before we do this, just a little background of the thing.
Let's do the thing again.
The thing again. So we've written up different sort of questions or topics, and we haven't talked about anything.
The answers are unknown. Yeah. We haven't talked about. We haven't synced.
And we haven't really read all of the questions.
No, we just put them in, like copy paste.
So these answers are going to be spontaneous.
Yes.
What we can think of, and hopefully go outside of our normal comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. Share a bit more.
And the way we've set it up, or sort of, we haven't really set it up in any way.
Set up,
but
yes,
trying to sort of stick to our normal, what do you call it? Like the dramatic curve of.
Have we really? Because I just pasted mine in a bit here and there because I was too lazy.
I take it back.
All that preparation Robert's talking about, I broke it.
So yeah, but so we have questions. We're gonna answer them just sort of spontaneously, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and also when we ask some like mundane stuff, it's not about like a best or. It's mostly about the experience, sort of like
exactly.
like impact.
Good. That's
so it's not like, oh, what's your favorite game? Oh, I love Uncharted.
No, it's more.
It's not like
going
that.
Deeper.
Yeah, deeper. Like, what is the impact? What game had an impact in your life? Like to really
Yeah, you'll
get
find-
it. Yeah,
get
you'll.
it. But yeah, so the first question was best weekend, and Elias asked me, and I'm trying to think past this last weekend because it was pretty fucking awesome.
I'm trying to think back as well, like 'cause
But it was really this weekend. It sounds super corny because it was
super corny.
super corny, but it meant so much to me, and I haven't expressed how much it felt to Anna. But just the fact that she took time and money out of her life to make me feel good for a whole weekend, like just, yeah, I mean, it felt amazing. You could interpret that any way you want. It sounded weird, but no, it meant so fucking much to me. I've been super stressed with everything at work and the whole Australia thing and all of this, and you know, having a girlfriend that just thinks about you more than herself means so much to me, and it's insane. So this weekend has been one of the best in a very, very long time. So thank you, Anna. It was amazing.
It's cheesy beautiful, you know
Yeah,
that, right?
I know.
Like you get like teary-eyed. I
Yeah,
really like it's beautiful. It's like one of those moments that you can't understand unless you're in it. You know what I mean? Like it's
and I mean it's we actually today is our 5-month anniversary.
It's not a thing, Robert.
No, I know.
It's not a thing, Robert.
But it's
it's
only
a thing, yeah.
it's only 5 months.
Yeah.
Like we barely know each other. It's still pretty new.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't even want to know how much this cost. But you know, she doesn't have that much money. She's a fucking student. But she paid for everything. She got mad every time I offered to pay for something. Yeah, amazing. I love you, Anna. You're the best. So that was my best spontaneously thought up weekend.
You used to love me, Anna. No.
Shut up, Elias. What's your best weekend?
My best weekend? Okay, I'm going to try to think back, except because I had a really good weekend, because it was a lot of fun playing games. But no, but I think some of the best weekends that like still are memorable to this day are like a lot of our weekends that we used to sort of like just like draw, play video games, and just do that on repeat. Like the world was shut out, and we would just like either just watch movies for hours while drawing. You know, like movies we've seen that we just like felt were inspiring, and then we would just like fill like page after page with just sketching.
Yeah, that's definitely a close second.
Yeah, because I think that impact sort of like those days or those weekends that we actually spent like that. I don't have a specific one. I have a couple of different ones, like when we were watching Shampoo, like the whole 27 episodes in one go, and we were just drawing while it happened. And they're like, oh, it's the baseball one, and then you look up to see like those highlights, you know, and then you keep drawing.
Oh, fuck, I love that episode.
It's so good, like just a filler, but it's so good. Like
it's amazing.
It's amazing, yeah. But I think those weekends, like it really sort of like unintentionally set a path. That I was blind to at the moment. Yeah. Like, I was never going to pursue art. That was not my thing.
No.
Like, so I really, really, really...
I mean, it influenced us in a way that's hard to explain.
It is hard to explain.
But it did set sort of the foundation of...
I think so.
How we draw and create still to this day. Because that's how it all began. Because now, like, for us, drawing in the middle of the night is... like normal. It's what we're used to, and it's how we feel sort of most comfortable creating as well. And I guess those weekends set up that in a pretty cool way. So yeah, definitely.
And I can actually, tying back to the art part there, is that I think I've never been one for studies. That's come like when I became a professional, I started doing it because everyone was so good and you sort of want to catch up. But that, I think, saved us in a lot of ways, that we spent so many hours drawing. Yeah. Because that was sort of, like, of course we drew outside of that as well, but I think that sort of motivational drawing, like all the time just drawing. Yeah. When the fuck else would you do that? Like, draw that much, like so many hours, like through the
Never.
night, and then we slept, in the morning, and then
Yeah,
got
exactly.
tired.
Like having dad come in.
yeah,
like
yeah, it's
we're
like-
sleeping in the chairs. With
yeah.
our drawing stuff in our laps and like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it was fun. It was fun all the way through, until you started falling asleep.
Yeah.
'Cause- and that was hours and hours of drawing that I would never have done. I would have I'm getting nothing done. I'll just move on.
Yeah.
So I really, I think they had like a bigger impact than one might imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that one's
that
mine.
that was good. You win.
No, but yours was cute.
Yeah,
and
it's
Anna
cute.
listens to the podcast, so
I have to. But what it gave me was like fueled new inspiration. I feel rested. I feel healthy, except for like a minor hangover, obviously. But I feel fueled.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I needed it,
think that's
definitely. And speaking of fuel and inspiration and all of this stuff, where is your favorite place to create or be creative? Except the bedroom.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm a real, sure.
You're a real Picasso in the bedroom. Nobody knows what it means,
Nobody knows.
but everybody knows.
what it means. Your brain will figure it out for you. Yeah, I think I love drawing in public. That's all I like. Like, I don't care where it is. Like, I really enjoy drawing in public.
Like with the buzz of just having people.
Yes, it's that. Like, preferably close to huge windows. Like it's espresso house when you sit sort of by the what do you call it? Like a valve? Like, what do you call those? Like rounded windows. Those
Oh yeah.
like I don't know. Like really big windows. Just think of a gate.
Yeah.
But it's just a window, and it's just you just sit there. Like the rain is pouring, people are rushing outside, like to get to work and other shit,
Living lives.
living lives, and then you just sit there, sort of like
Smack in the middle.
yeah,
Like,
but you're frozen in time, sort
Yeah,
of like all. It
exactly
feels
what
like
I-
a movie, like
yeah,
everything's just buzzing, and I really like sort of like when someone sort of tries to see what you're doing, but they never sort of they don't
like
come up to you.
discreetly,
Yeah,
undiscreet.
yeah, exactly. Like it's all part of the experience. I don't really care for people looking at when I'm drawing. Like I'm not that's not that much fun. But it's still part of that whole thing, like that sort of like social awkwardness, that people are seeing, and you're just starting maybe, and it looks shit.
But it also gives you that little bit of a, pressure.
Yeah, but that's
to-
what I mean. That's the
and
thing.
Sometimes it can go horribly wrong.
No,
You're just sitting
definitely,
there
dude.
staring at a blank page,
Yep.
feeling the pressure. But most of the time, it just fuels you, and you create even better stuff. Or I think, at least, it's helped me multiple times.
It's helped me in the way, like, it might not help me when I'm starting off, but if I have a sketch and I'm sort of stuck on what I want to do, I might just get the mentality of like, fuck it. And then I just do stuff out of sort of, just to get ahead because someone's watching, sort of like a live paint demo. Mm-hmm. So I just push it and I'm like, fuck that up. And they were like, that's great. And you're like, ooh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm awesome.
Fuck yeah. And then you toss it when you get home. Never show this. Because I had a lady on, actually, regarding that time I said I had tons of train stories.
Yeah.
One came back to me. I was sitting on the train drawing on the newspaper. Like on the actual newspaper, there was like these ads, and they were just like had like a little bit of text in the middle. So you had all these like areas in the paper just empty.
Nice.
And I drew this girl there, like a torso piece, and it was ugly as fuck. And I just like put it to the side when I was sort of like, I wasn't getting off, but I sort of like drew on the page, and then I was like, ugh. Can't continue. This is garbage. Put it away before someone sees. And this lady like, can I keep this? I also draw. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, God damn it, because it was like really bad. Like I thought that I was like, I just dumped it. Usually you snap a photo of it or something.
But
no photo.
No. All right.
I was like, fuck, no, I'm not gonna sign that one.
And now she's super famous, and she's selling that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm such an established artist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but drawing in public, just like bottom line,
Yeah.
is sort of something I enjoy. It can be on a moving train. I don't really care. Like, I just enjoy this sort of the sense of movement while I draw. Drawing at home for me is satisfactory, but I do enjoy it more outside. It's like music in the car is better than music at home.
Yeah.
There's something to it.
I totally understand. I mean, I normally understand what you mean.
Yeah.
And in this case, obviously, I don't have the same answer. I do love, I mean, obviously, just sitting in a coffee shop drawing, stuff like that. And I have
Coffee shops are gold.
no problem with people watching me draw at all. I get fueled by it as well. I love it. But if I'm going to go a little bit more personal, I prefer libraries.
Really?
Big open libraries, yeah. Because it's a bit more quiet.
Don't like it.
And it's just the fact that you're sitting in the middle of all of these books and inspiration and creativity and knowledge and, you know, and the smell of books. I love it. There's a really nice library right next to where I live with gigantic open windows.
Oh, that is badass.
The windows are out to like this little forest area. So just green and trees and nature, you know. Plus having people, because there's always people studying and they're all focused. And, you know, you sort of get fueled by them being so into their thing as well. And everybody is quiet and respectful most of the time, at least.
Yeah.
And it comes, it goes all the way back to when I did my first children's book that I did in school, upper secondary or high school.
I remember that one.
I looked at it just like the other week, and it's still it's kind of cute still. It still looks okay. Like I'm not totally embarrassed by it.
Contest,
Yeah,
didn't you?
it was a contest to create this book with a famous author and some other kids. And yeah, I won it. It was awesome. Like, I felt really accomplished. But that opened up the idea to actually be able to make money or do something with illustration. And I was, I think, 18 or 19 at the time. And pretty much straight after that, we got our gig with
the cards?
Yeah, the cards. But I drew that entire book at the library in Jakobsberg.
Yeah, you did. I remember
Yeah,
you talking.
and I loved that. Just sitting there with my music in the middle of everything and just, yeah. So there's something special with that. So I recommend it to everybody. Plus you have inspiration to look up stuff without
Yeah,
Google
definitely.
feeling paper on your fingers.
I have something to add. I think now that I've been
You cannot
thinking-
add. No.
You cannot. Brown? No, but I think what actually drives me is something that drives me at the gym as well. It's the fact that people are looking and I have to do better.
Yeah.
Because if I'm training for myself, some days, you know, like, I train pretty, like, what do you call it? Like, I go pretty heavy, like, or I lift. Even if the weights are light, I'm going to treat them as if they're the heaviest shit ever. But I train, like, you know, with focus. And if people are watching me, I'll do even better.
Yeah.
Like, for me, if someone's seeing me do 10 pull-ups, I'll do 13.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what the exercise is. I just get stronger when I feel like I have to be. Like, I can push myself pretty hard just because I know that people are watching. And not in a bad way, but it really makes me, it's like having a personal trainer telling you to do one more.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling when I have people watching. And when I'm drawing, I think I get the same sort of feeling. Like, now that I've had some time while you told your thing, I was like, okay, there's a connection.
Yeah.
So I think it's that thing. Like, it pushes me to do more.
Yeah, and I think all that sort of goes back to us drawing in school and like, well, within the bunny years again, being the best in class of drawing. It was like you, me, and Anders.
And then you meet the real world.
Yeah, exactly. But then you always had people come up and like, is it okay if I watch you draw?
Yeah.
You know,
And actually, yes, a lot of that.
and a lot of people are really uncomfortable with it, and I think it's a good exercise to have other people watch you draw and sort of it pushes you out of your comfort zone in that way.
Definitely.
And
dude.
and also being, you know, not really giving a shit. I don't know how to explain it in any other way.
But I think that's a good practice to
Yeah.
care less. Like, you're gonna practice your ego away pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. And also getting that sort of satisfaction of, like you said, you drew this sort of ugly girl in the magazine, and then somebody's like, "Oh my God, this is beautiful. Can I keep this?"
Yeah.
You know, and that sort of fuels you and gets you pumped, and you're like, "Fuck yeah, I am pretty good."
Yeah.
Like, it's not a misspent.
But
youth.
it could go like either way though.
Yeah,
I
of
had
course.
people like
Spit on your things.
yeah, pretty much. Well, not on my stuff, but I know people that have like I've sat beside them when they draw, and people come with the weirdest fucking comments. So I guess it goes both ways.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
Yeah. So, but it depends, I guess.
everybody has bad days.
All right,
yeah.
let's see the next one.
Okay, so the next one.
Let's move on. That was lengthy.
It's
Okie dokes.
it's gonna be lengthy.
Your favorite country visited, Robert?
Favorite country? Well, this one might not be a surprise to anybody, but Australia.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise. I have visited many countries in my day, but Australia is without a doubt my favorite place. Like, and again, I've only seen a small portion of this country, mainly being in Sydney. But the people were amazing, really laid back and easy to talk to, friendly, just a great vibe everywhere. Like, everybody's so laid back and chilled. Almost like you know how you always joke about Spanish people being like mañana, mañana.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, but instead it's more like tomorrow, tomorrow, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, so definitely Australia, just to make it
Die, mate.
quick and sweet.
Sweet. Okay, I'm going to keep it short as well.
Keep it short.
I've been to Dubai. I've been to, Denmark. I've been
You've
to
been to
Germany. Actually, I have a really good memory of Denmark. It was just a drive-through, but the impression it left on me, I wanted to move to Denmark. We're driving through Denmark, and it's like it's pouring rain, and you got this nice golden sun, like sort of like lighting up all the sort of houses and stuff there, and it looked so fucking nice. And then we drew like slowly because there was like a lot of cars, and this sort of like really good looking lady just passed by the car and just smiled and just went by. It felt like a dream, like it was also dreamy. So it all sort of like, I was like, moving to Denmark. But I was young. I was like 14, I think. But
Nice.
it really, really, like, I still remember it. Sort of like a really nice sort of like set piece, like in like Uncharted, like a nice scene or vista. But I think the best sort of experience, I think it was Krabi, Thailand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really good. Like, it was in Krabi, you could sort of like, you were in Krabi and you could take like longboats, and it had like 3 different peninsulas sort of places that you could go to, and they were all different. Like, one was like a bungalow sort of what do you call those places when you're like backpacking and you stay in hostels?
Oh, yeah.
So you could like rent a bungalow in in that little island part. The first one was like a hotel bungalow hostel thing. The next one was an actual beach, and then the other one was also like a slightly bigger beach.
That's
And
awesome.
then you could take the bigger boats out to islands out in the thing. It was just so amazing, man. And we traveled inland. I saw something on TV and we just went for it. I looked up the place. I talked to the tourist guide there, Thailand. We took this like crazy trip through Thailand. Like they didn't have cabs at the moment when we were looking for us. So 2 guys on mopeds drove us through Thailand through traffic. And we
Cool.
took this weird fucking truck. And he drove us out to the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm like, oh, we're going to get killed out here. And then we went to this shady dock. And just like this bunch of like Thai people sort of talking in a bunch, laughing and like pointing. And, and we're like, what the fuck is this place? And then we talked to one guy. I'm like, Emerald Cave and whatever the fuck it was called. And Emerald Cave is like a mountain like 3 hours in to the ocean. Mm-hmm. And then you see this big, huge, like you drive through these big sort of, mountains, sort of like, imagine Avatar when they're flying through those sort of, but in the water.
Yeah.
And suddenly you see like the Emerald Cave is like a big sort of like volcano looking mountain thingy. and you see like the big opening, like in the water. He was like, "We're here pretty much," and he just speaks Thai, and he just like takes our phones, puts them in the waterproof bag, and he just jumps into the water and starts swimming towards that hole in the bottom of the mountain. And we jump into the water, and there's so much fish, all types of colors, all types, like really tightly packed. And you just flunk straight into that. They don't even fucking move. So you're just swimming in all this fish into these caves. And when you get into the cave, he's like, follow. He just like puts a flashlight against his chest. So you just have this red ring.
Yeah.
And he just swims backwards. And you're in a cave at the top. There are like spikes coming down. Ginormous fish on your legs.
Nice.
And you have to swim in the dark for 5 minutes.
Holy shit.
And there were two ways. There was a long way through the cave and a short way through the cave.
Yeah.
And Maria was crying and pulling me down, and we're in the middle of the fucking ocean. So I'm like, we're gonna die, because she was pulling me under.
Okay, she was panicking.
Yeah, she was panicking and crying, and I was like, okay, just hold my hand. We'll just swim together, through the fish. And in the cave, it sounds like a storm.
What?
It's a cave, so
Yeah,
it
the
travels
water,
around.
That's awesome.
You swim through, and then suddenly light. After darkness and drowning like 3 times. And we get in there, and there's a fucking lagoon.
Nice.
So we're inside the mountain, and there's like a little beach, and all the leaves and stuff in there. Like all the vegetation is ginormous. It looks like fucking Jurassic Park, but it's, like, I don't know, like 30 meters or 50 meters, like
Fuck.
all of it. Like, and it's just like a little circled beach thing.
That's
with
awesome.
ginormous vegetation, and you look straight up and there's a hole to the sky.
That's awesome.
So that was fucking crazy. I was like, we're gonna get dead. Like I was like, the moped guys, are you gonna take Maria and sort of sell her and then kill me in some sort of back alley? But yeah, it was fucking insane, and that was in short. So moving on.
But I was thinking, how did that change you in any way, like in life? Because
yes, dude, it was insane. We didn't have kids back then as well, and it just like opens your mind.
How long had you been dating then?
Then I don't know.
A year, 2 years?
No, that was more, because I was the first year we dated. I moved to
Oh yeah, the stunt
Skåne thing. Yeah, the stunt thing.
Yeah.
And then I moved back like 3 years. I think we had been together,
Oh, okay.
and she paid for it.
Nice. Good job, Maria.
So thank you.
He's still paying you back. But yeah, I mean, for me, the Australia trip was sort of, because I went out on my own. I mean, I had Eric down there, but it made me who I am today. Like, it made me
you
become...
lived there for quite some time, yeah.
Yeah, but it was me going out by myself. I was 21 at the time, I think, or 22. And, I just let go of everything at home and just went there with no expectations of anything. Like,
Yeah.
I could have been butt fucked and killed on the plane there. Nobody would have known. I would have been gone. You never know. But it was amazing. Like, I learned so much about myself and also about people. How
I think that was the biggest keep from Thailand as well.
just how easy it is to or like talk to
Yeah.
people or get to know people, make friends. How easy it is to get help also. Because I went there all by myself. I was on the beach, not knowing anybody. Like, okay, this is great fun. Like, how the fuck, I'm not going to have a lot of fun here. And then I just hear, like, a little bit down the beach, Swedish voices.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And a bunch of girls were sitting there, like, and obviously I'm, like, a guy alone. And then coming up to a whole bunch of girls, I was pissing myself.
Yeah, you get a bit like self-conscious.
Yeah, a lot. And I'm like, fuck it. You only live once. Let's do this. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They can just say, like, get lost,
You'll never
loser.
see them, yeah. You'll never see them again.
Exactly. So I just, like, hey, guys, I'm a Swedish guy. I just came here. Do you know any place to go? Like, any recommendations? And they're like, yeah, we're going to go to this place. La, 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 la. Come with us.
Yay.
ta-da! And I just made like 5 new friends
Yeah.
straight away. Hung out with them pretty much the rest of the whole trip almost. Like we became really, really close. And that was just from me going up to them saying, hey, and that's it.
But I think you and me have that social, like, it's not hard to talk to people,
No.
even though you feel like, this is going to be awkward, and then you just do it anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think
That's our biggest sort of plus or
Yeah,
whatever.
I think, like, not the best artists,
No.
but still sort of, like, socially able.
Yeah, and being able to push through
yeah.
that sort of awkwardness of having to talk,
Yeah,
or
I think so.
we don't really get embarrassed in that sort of way.
Nope.
Like, it might feel daunting at first, but you just, fuck it. I think
exactly,
that's
like-
our mentality almost, or
Yeah.
mine at least. It's
Yeah.
fuck it.
Same here.
What's the worst that can happen?
I'm too old to give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. I could get fired. It's okay.
But I think we discovered the foreigner card pretty early in our sort of like alcohol exploration days.
Oh yeah.
Because they were like, "Oh, you guys
Holy
from the
shit,
U.S.?"
that's
And we
right.
hadn't even said anything.
No, that's
I think
right.
we just said we just joked about a movie line or something.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You guys from the U.S.?" And we just looked at each other and just like suddenly like, yeah,
of course,
sure, yeah.
And
And, then we
then-
just they were all super nice. We got drinks for free.
It
Everyone
was so
just
easy.
it's so easy, yeah. And we're like, oh shit, no, we can't go back to Swedish.
No.
Thank God we didn't speak to anyone up to this point.
But that's also a really cool thing. Like thinking back to that now.
Yeah.
How fucking awesome are Stockholm or like people in Stockholm,
Stockholm,
being
yeah.
that fucking like nice just to like
lying
hearing
idiots.
2 idiots speaking English, and they're like, hey, that's awesome, guys. Hey, you want to hang out? Like,
Yeah.
Like really taking you in and doing this. And a lot of people are giving
Yeah.
Stockholmers a bunch of shit for being really closed in, and
Yeah.
but it's not true.
It's not true. I think it's true if you're just traveling the subway and everyone's just like,
Yeah.
imagine someone smiling like the Joker on the subway.
Yeah,
I
well,
would not feel
no.
comfortable.
But yeah.
Once you approach people, no one's like unfriendly.
No.
That I've ever experienced.
Same here.
Like, I'm not going to smile in the subway.
No.
Like, why the fuck
Why would you?
Why would I?
Unless you're
Yeah.
listening to a funny podcast.
Then I smile.
Yes.
Yeah, that is actually.
Very good.
But yeah.
Speaking of crazy people,
shit.
what's your worst pet peeve?
My pet peeve. Oh,
Well, just for people not knowing what pet peeves are, I didn't know before this episode, so this is something that we talked about. But pet peeve is a minor annoyance.
Yeah, it's something that really fucking
yeah.
gets to you for no reason, really. Like,
Exactly.
It can be anything, like a small thing that someone does that you just like, fucker.
Yeah, yeah. It's like your kryptonite.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the way that
It's
I
like-
normally put it, like as the weak points.
A social kryptonite.
Yeah. So what's your worst pet peeve?
My worst pet peeve. Fuck.
Because you are a pretty acceptable dude. Like, you don't really give a shit that much.
I don't really.
But also, you can get really fucking annoyed by just people in general.
yeah,
also.
I think. But
So it's a 50-50.
yeah, no. I'm a pretty negative guy. I think all in all. Like, people who know me, I'm not that happy. Go.
He's not that happy.
But something that annoys me, oh man, this is hard. I can't come up with anything specific right now. I don't know. People, I don't know. I've said that before, but it's mostly like the only thing I can come up with is people that ask me shit, like, "Oh, dude, you have to be my mentor," or you like stuff like that. If we're gonna keep it to art. And then you're like, okay, yeah, well, try to do this stuff, and I think like you'll get there wherever the fuck you want to get with your art. Mm-hmm. And then they just keep doing the same thing,
And they, like, ignore everything you've said.
everything you ever said.
Oh, nice.
Like, why the fuck do you even bother me?
Yeah.
Like, why am I?
asking?
Yeah, I wasted time on this.
Yeah.
Like, I okay, now I have it. I hate waiting. Like, there is nothing I hate more than waiting for people. Like, it doesn't matter if it's my kids. But kids, you know, there's an excuse. They're fucking kids, and their attention span is like mine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I just lose it, and then I do something else, and my wife wonders what the fuck's wrong. But I hate waiting. Like, waiting is the worst. Like, if we're gonna brush your teeth, let's just fucking brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Because I hate dependencies. That's pretty much what it is. Like, it annoys the fuck out of me, so I can get super pissed.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's a big
Also,
one for me
tech anger. When tech isn't doing what I want it to do fast enough. Like, I've gotten so spoiled tech-wise that I'm just a motherfucker. So Barcelona... Oh, okay, this is my worst one. This is the one I hate the most, is Barcelonian Wi-Fi connections at hotels. Fuck you, Barcelona, and fuck your internet. It's the biggest piece of shit in a 5-star hotel that I've ever fucking experienced in my fucking life. My mom's, 67 kilobyte connection is faster than your bullshit.
Nice.
So fuck you, Barcelonian internet.
Nice. Okay. That was
Dude,
nice one.
I don't know why it annoys the fuck out of me. It's free.
Yeah.
But it's just so slow. It makes me angry.
No, I'm a pretty basic type of guy. I really hate people chewing loudly.
Like me.
Like you. Sometimes you think about it and you're nice, but sometimes you don't. And it does annoy me. It does. Also, people playing with their phones in the cinema. I mean, but that one is sort of... It's a very specific one because it's in a specific place.
Yeah,
and
but
I think,
it's still,
you know... It's more, I think, the lack of respect, if you want to boil it down to anything, because everybody in the cinema has paid the equal amount of money to see this movie, and then you're going to be a fucking asshole, ruin it for everybody by shining the light on everybody sitting there with your fucking
sitting
phone.
like that, yeah.
Respect people, like, oh man. And then I just hate people being assholes on trains. Like,
Oh, dude.
Again,
yes.
with the respecting. Yeah, that's what it is.
Actually,
yeah,
I feel that one. I feel
just
that.
fucking, you know, there is a lot of people being really tired. They've worked their asses off all day, and then they have to travel this half hour or whatever it is, train ride. And you maybe that day you forgot your headphones, and then you have to listen to like a bunch of kids screaming and being fucking idiots for half an hour. And then come home and maybe your wife's angry at something, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it.
That train ride could save or break your whole fucking day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, I talked about it today at work.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I was trying to get off the like, in the morning, you know, rush hour. I was just trying to get off the subway.
Yeah.
And this sort of dude, instead of just like, go the fuck out of the train and stand on the side of the door.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of people sort of coming out of the train.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's what you do. But this guy did some sort of like crazy ass sort of pose, like he pressed against someone and then just like had his legs sort of come to the front of the door. He's like half sort of like, I can't explain it. It looked like a really bad kung fu pose instead, where he was like leaning and he just took more space.
That's awesome.
And I almost stumbled on his leg and I'm like, moron.
Yeah.
Like, how can you not? I'm guessing this guy was like 30-ish, something like me. How can you not, in the 20 fucking years you've been on the subway, have figured this shit out yet? Like,
Yeah.
how can you be a moron? Like, and like, how can you not have figured this shit out? Like, it's not that fucking hard. You either move in the train
Or go
you
out.
go out. You just make space for the people needing to get the fuck out.
But also, I hate people forcing their way in
While people are going out, right?
You
Yeah.
have like this old lady trying to get out,
Oh,
and then you
yeah,
have
yeah,
one
yeah.
guy walking in, and then obviously because he did it, then everybody else starts
does
walking
it.
in,
Yeah, yeah,
and this
yeah.
poor lady is just stuck there,
Just
not
never,
being able.
yeah.
Respect people, fuck, Jesus Christ.
So moving on from
Yeah,
pet
moving
peeves.
on. Oh man.
Yeah, really. Yeah. But I think that one is like one that bothers me on a daily.
Yeah.
Like people being that suck at life.
Let's just leave normal life out of this and let's go on to some other stuff.
Okay, so next one.
Next one.
Oh no, you. Yeah, it's my turn. to ask.
It's your turn.
Most fun job you can remember.
There we go. We're going into work.
Worky.
Most fun job. There's been a lot of fun jobs throughout my days.
So pick one.
One that I can remember spontaneously is I did some conceptual work for a company called Schleich. Schleich.
Wasn't that
It was
earlier
pretty,
this year?
Yeah, it was this year. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Yes, it was, I think, March or April. But it was great because it was a big company. I didn't really know about the company at first, but I did without knowing the name of it. And it was drawing concepts for new toys that are coming out in, I don't know when. So I can't say what it is, but
Son of a bitch.
it's a toy company that makes sort of the simpler models of animals or dinosaurs, or you know, if you go into any toy store, you're gonna have like
those
a shelf
plastic
with,
ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Those my kids have those.
You've had them all your life.
Yep.
Like everybody had those because you got them for presents or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're gonna try to step up their game and do cooler stuff. And they hired me. Like I was headhunted for this, so that
That is
felt
badass.
really awesome. Good money, great work. It was kind of a tight deadline, but I had sort of a handler for the job that was. He's also a freelancer.
Where did they find you? Was it through Lego? Through
This guy used to
Recommended.
work at Lego, but he'd been a big fan of my artwork for a long time. So as soon as he got this job, he just thought of me straight away, and like he's
Oh, that is
always
so
wanted
good.
to work with
Yeah,
me.
that is cool.
So he headhunted me, or sort of asked me if I wanted to work with him, and it was a great job through and through. Hit the deadlines, and you know, no stress. Even though I had another Lego job at the time. But that sort of fell into the shitter, so I got to focus on this.
Oh, that's badass. And how did that work with like feedback and all that stuff?
Perfect. Like I said, he was the middle hand, so he
okay.
controlled everything. So
I hate
it was
middle hands, but
only
it's fun that it works.
it was only me and him talking. So we did like Skype meetings and stuff, and he's such a great guy.
Skype meetings are the better way to do it.
Yeah. Because there's no bullshit.
Yeah.
Not a long fucking mail that could be sort of hard to interpret. With a Skype meeting, it's just like he says something, and I'm like, wait, go back to that. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And then I could like sort of start sketching while we're having the meeting.
Yeah,
and I can plan it out
you can
easier.
write them down in your words.
Fantastic. It was a great job, great experience. Plus, it looks good on my CV,
Yeah.
a resume. And I'm really hoping that they're gonna go through with the plans that they told me, and hopefully I'll get to see my toys out there at some point.
Is super cool, dude.
Very cool.
Super cool.
So that was my, or at least the one that I could think of that I
Like
could really
spontaneous,
cherish work-wise. Obviously, the tattoo business is awesome, and I have a lot of fun, great clients that have become friends, and but that one in particular, I think, stands out.
Yeah. St. Lucia.
Yeah, I can't pronounce the Schleich. It's a German company.
German, yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably
Hey.
Schleich. Because everything sounds angry in German.
Yeah. And you all know how we love the Germans. Anyone who's been with us from the beginning.
The Germans.
The Germans.
Melanie.
Melanie.
No, yeah, really, we don't mean any
We have
offense.
more German followers.
Yeah, we do.
I think we have.
I think we have a lot of German
a lot of
followers.
Germans, yeah.
So
See,
thank you guys.
Thank you, Germans.
Dankeschön. Dankeschön.
Ja. Gleich.
Ich liebe Deutschland.
Ja.
Und meine Deutsch ist nicht so gut.
But you've lived in Deutschland, so.
Natürlich.
So, my favorite job,
Pet
or
peeve.
like fun, was I really enjoy the work that I do nowadays, the freelance stuff that I'm getting. It's like, oh, could you show up to this place and just be you? Like, who does that? Who pays you for being you? Like, oh, we love your creativity. Please just show up here.
Strippers?
Exactly. And then I do my moves around the drawing tablets, you know. No,
Squiggle a bit.
But dude, that is awesome. But I think the biggest sort of achievement this year was the Procreate Apple collaboration, I guess.
Nice.
That was pretty sweet. And I'm featured in all the Apple stores. And like, I don't know. That felt pretty like a milestone.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
we've
a
talked
notch.
about this. We talked
about
about this. I don't know what happened. I just had this burp and I just tried like, and I'm like, whoa, I just. Okay, yeah.
That's how good it felt.
That's how good it felt. No, but it was just. But yeah, no, I don't know. Like, I think it did nothing for my freelance career, like exposure wise.
Not yet.
No, but the thing is,
might.
I don't think it will because I'm not named anywhere in any way. But it felt good. You know, like, I think that's what I'm going to keep with this. Like, I can refer to it for clients and stuff. That's fine. But it felt like I've worked with, like, the two main sort of, like, I've worked with Microsoft and I've worked with Apple, two sort of competitors. But I've done a bit of work for both. And that feels pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was super cool when you sent me the pictures.
Dude.
Yeah.
I just went in there and it blew my mind because I didn't know it was going to be used in Sweden at all.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's fucking
That
great.
was cool.
And yeah, I mean, just that thing of not expecting something and then all of a sudden you're like blasted everywhere in the fucking thing.
Yeah, and then I just, instead of Google myself, I just went around to the electronic stores just here in the area in the city where we work, and I just like checked it out. It's like a real life Google.
Awesome.
So that was fun.
Cool.
Yeah, that felt really awesome. Good times.
Good times. All right, so moving on. Actually, what are we on? How is we looking on the times?
How's the time? We were an hour ago. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just so
we're 1 hour and 13 minutes.
1:13.
1:13.
Okay, that's good. So we can do a couple of more.
A couple more.
Because
And if we feel that we're running out of time, we can do like some of the best ones because there are some really good ones coming up.
Yeah, I guess.
Or maybe keep some short.
Yes. That's not going to work. So the next one was, well, obviously the counterpart to this is the worst job or worst client that you've worked with. You don't have to name drop if you don't want to. I don't even know if I remember names of some.
Yeah, worst jobs. I think I actually scratched this job, but it was sort of I'm gonna share the job that we talked about last time because I think that one had the most impact on my freelance career, and it was that big payment company that I told you about in Sweden that handles pretty much all of online sort of like payments, and I think that one. It wasn't necessarily the worst, but I think it was bad enough for me to sort of step up my game as a freelancer and sort of give them the fuck you and start charging for reals. Like really like, okay, this is going to be like, I don't give a shit what you think about my prices. I'm not going to fucking let you haggle. You're the biggest fucking company in the world. I'm not going to let you get away with anything. Just like pushing me over or, you know, all that. So I think that gig really sort of like turned that ship around. It was the last time anyone was gonna fuck with me. Like that's what I felt. I never said it in that way, but I made some real time demands there. Like I said, like they sent these sort of like I told you guys last time that they gave me 2 pages of feedback, and I told them no, you get 2 changes, and they split it into 2 lists. What was that?
That was the lid.
Oh. Yeah, and I told them, and they split it up to 2 columns of changes. And I was like, no, you get to choose 2 things out of these million things that you've asked me to change. And then then they couldn't decide on things amongst themselves. And I was like, okay, one of you needs to be the sort of like the what do you call it? Someone that has the last.
Yeah, your handler, I guess, or the person that sort of like that you your only contact. Like,
no, they could all contact me, but I needed final say.
Oh, yeah.
One person needed to have, like, final say, no matter what the others thought.
Yeah.
And so they made that happen. I was like, it fucking works. Because now I was getting annoyed. The deadline was getting shorter. And I was like, either we do this or I can't do this. Like, and they did. And I was like, oh, you have quite some, like, you have power. Like, not unnecessary power, but you can sort of dictate how the work is being done.
Yeah.
And then I started using contracts. We had a contract there as well. It was just not a good contract.
Okay.
I did have the 2 changes.
Well, that's good.
So I had that. So yeah, that was my my game changer.
But it's really good. I mean, you did learn a lot, and you've learned or taught me a whole bunch of shit after that as well. So I thank you for dealing with that shit.
I thank you for thanking me.
Yeah. My worst, there's a whole bunch. Like, I could sum up
Yeah, I have more.
the month that I worked with the company that I did after I came back from Lego.
Mm-hmm.
That whole month was shit. And that work was horrible.
The company that you worked for that you did like for famous companies that you did logos for, or
that I was supposed to do logos and shit for.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that was horrible.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go back a little bit further, and I'm going to name drop because it didn't turn out to be anything. But
Yeah.
I was working with a company called True Stories, which is great. That company was awesome.
Mhm.
But they hadn't learned how to work with an in-house illustrator or art director. They'd always hired help.
Yeah.
And they were really comfortable working like that. So they didn't know how to treat me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I became an art director when I was like a month out of school. It was insane. But we were doing a job with IKEA,
Yeah, I remember.
gigantic job. And obviously I was fresh out of school, so I was just saying yes to everything. And I got paid monthly, so I had to do it. It was no choice. I had to do it because I'd said that I knew how to do it. So yeah.
Boo.
Mhm.
Boom.
And this was, we'd like you to like animate a short movie
Oh shit.
to explain this and this and this. And I was like, well, it's not gonna be good because I'm not like I can't really animate. But they're like, but you can, right? I'm like, yes, sort of. Like I did a little test thing for them to see or to show them.
Yeah.
And they were like, that's perfect. That's all we want. Like, but make this. So I
Oh
had to
my
do a
God.
full movie. I had no idea how to save it the right way. I had no idea how to like I did a whole Flash cartoon movie. I worked for 36 hours straight
Oh yeah.
in order to finish the fucking thing and deadline. I was rendering the movie, took ages, and I couldn't leave the office because it was rendering. So I had to
Yeah.
sleep in the office.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was so fucking horrible. And then it turned out we didn't get the job anyway. So all that shit was for nothing.
Oh my
For
God.
fucking
Thank God the movie was
nothing.
garbage.
So after that, I became sort of just like you. I knew my limits a bit more, and I was more honest with myself and my employers, and more like, no, I'm not going to be able to do that in this time. Like, we're going to need help if you want to do this and this. Like, I stepped into the art director role more because I sort of realized what that meant. And I am really grateful for that experience, but it was like...
At the time.
Oh my God!
Great. Yeah.
Like the few gray hairs I have, they probably were produced during this time. Like, man, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I remember I woke up and passed out from stress.
Dude.
I'd been out drinking. I woke up and I was gonna go puke in the bathroom, and all I had in my head were like this animation thing. Like, it was still stuck.
Yeah.
I couldn't let it go. Came into the bathroom and just blacked out. Hit my head on the bathtub, fell on the floor. My girlfriend came in screaming, like, what the fuck is going on? It's horrible.
Yeah. And
So-
that's why you shouldn't lie, kids.
Exactly. Be honest. Yes.
And I remember you were stressed about more gigs there, though.
Yeah.
It was,
No, there was a lot of stuff. Like, we had and really big
yeah,
clients.
you had big clients as well. So,
But it was cool. Like, I
was
mean,
very cool.
yeah.
It was great.
It was a valuable workplace.
Jesus.
But man, fuck you, IKEA. Oh, all right. I read this one, right?
It's me.
It's you.
Failed majorly, but no one noticed. It doesn't have to be anything. It could be anything, really. Like something you just like you
Failed.
fucked up in some way. You know, like it can be just spill a drink all over yourself. No one like it could be, but it could also be something more impactful.
I'm trying to think.
I'm thinking like you're at a party, you vomit in someone's vase and no one sees it and you move on. Like, for example, I haven't done that, but I've seen people.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times.
Because I had this friend, like, while you think, that peed in the corner of like another dude's house. I was like, I did not see that. but he felt like that as well, because I saw him like look around and didn't see me. I was in some sort of dead angle for a drunk, and he was like, all right, I think like, and then he just went away.
Yeah.
And you're like, ouch.
Oh.
House parties.
Oh, that's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
No, what did I do? Yeah, this was a party. It was way back in the day. It was an epic win, but it was an epic fail before it became an epic win. Because I have this tendency to drink a little bit too much all the time.
This tendency called alcoholic.
Yes. So I got plastered, super drunk. And one of the few occasions where I have to puke while I drink, that normally doesn't happen. Like, I never get really sick when I drink. But this time, yeah, it was just way too much. So I had to puke. So I just barely made it into the bathroom, but missed the toilet. So full side of the floor.
Nice.
Next to the toilet, yeah. Sort of hit it with some random towel, I guess. But after that, I felt really good again. Like,
yeah, of course.
I got it all out. And after that, and this is going to sound so douchey. I have changed, people. But after that, I actually got two girls in that bathroom.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that party, Olof.
Yep.
It's that party. That is, that is douchey.
Yeah. So that was, I mean, it was a win. I grew very much, sort of, my confidence was boosted by it. But it sort of overshadowed the fact that, you know, in the bathroom I had just puked on the whole fucking floor earlier. So, yeah, that was horrible. But yeah, other than that, I can't really think of any, because I do stupid shit all the time. But it's not, I don't know. I don't really own them. It's just being stupid.
No, but it's not about owning. It's just about no one ever notices.
Yeah,
like major fuck up.
So I guess that's it that I can think of spontaneously. But yeah, what about you?
I don't know. I don't have, like, I can't think
fail.
of, well, I did break the game Candy Crush when it was doing millions and millions and millions, but everyone noticed. But I think something that I did do, like, this was just a casual thing. I was skateboarding to Centrum, like the central sort of place where we used to live, and I was just gonna do like a kickflip, you know, no, an ollie up the sidewalk like always, and it just, like, the back wheel gets caught in the sidewalk, perfect. And I do this sort of like, because I'm coming sort of like, you know, like from down the hill.
Volvobacken?
Yeah, but but I'm further down. I'm coming from, where the fuck was I coming from? I'm trying to think of the location that I crashed is. Oh shit! No, I'm not. But I've got some speed up, and I'm just supposed to, like, because it's close to Centrum. It's not like so I have some speed, and I'm just like, and I'm seeing people. But then suddenly I'm doing the ollie, and my back wheel sort of gets caught because I jumped too late, and not high enough, and I just keep flying straight forward, and then, like, at first I'm like sort of standing, but then my body like goes vertical, like it goes horizontal from vertical to horizontal, and I just keep flying, and then, you know, like I have so much speed that I'm flying. And I just, like, crash on the side and then just, like slide on the fucking concrete. And I get up. My watch is broken. You know, like, I'm bleeding. I'm fine, though. Like, I broke my jeans and everything. And when I look, like, around, there's no one there. So I do this major fucking, like, it must look ridiculous. and no one is there to sort of tell about it, like see it.
Yeah.
Because I saw people, like I was like, but when I looked around, there was no one there, and it was just like a split second. You know, I looked before I stood up. I was like, did anyone? No one there. And it
Nice.
was just in the middle of the day. As soon as I stand up, someone comes out of the sort of like the where Elena used to live. That's where I was.
Oh, yeah.
So he comes out of that door, sort of like, you just missed it. You just
Nice.
missed it. I'm bleeding and everything. It's just like one of those things that you just like you're in your own headspace, and then you just crash and bleed and burn. No one saw it.
Nice. Yeah. No,
So nothing
everybody
major.
always sees my mistakes.
I think someone saw it. I just didn't see them, so it's probably that. But that's the second time I've fallen. The first time I fell, everyone saw it. I was still holding on to the ice cream though.
Nice.
Like my hand was bleeding. My other watch also broke. I had like these cheap watches, so they were fine. But which one is the next one?
Next one is...
Most
There we go.
is it me or you? No, it's you.
It's me, yes.
You.
All right, so we're going into this. How are we doing on time?
Oh
Are
shit, time. Yeah.
Maybe we should
Maybe we should just grab some.
start pausing. Or
136.
136. Whoa.
Oh shit.
What? Wait, what?
That was the headphones,
Oh, yeah.
so it's fine.
Good.
Still recording.
Okay. So maybe we should start, I don't know, doing more. Or should we just keep going and then pause it and do the rest another time?
I would go with I think there were some really good ones that were sort of like, where the fuck are they though? The ones you wrote, like the favorite art piece and most influential piece thing. I think those are really good. I think I forgot to paste some of mine in here as well.
But maybe we should.
So
yeah,
we can
so
just
let's
do-
end with those then.
Let's end with those, because those were really sort of personal
Yeah.
and good. I don't know. I like them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to answer one of them, but
Yeah. Okay then. So let's jump into this one.
yeah.
So this one is the most influential piece created by me. So you need to think back, and if there ever was, you don't have to have a piece.
No, I do have one.
But
Now
yeah,
that,
a piece that I have created that sort of influenced you in any way, or kind of.
like, when I sort of like, I'm trying to see past Instagram, because Instagram is such an easy way.
Yes.
But I will tie it back to modern day Robert. And I think, like, one of the sort of, like, the first times that I felt that you were sort of better was back when we were doing these... Remember when we were going to make money off of our art in 3rd grade or something like that? 4th grade?
That's so way back.
Yeah, that's so
Oh my
way back.
God.
We were doing, like, Robert and I don't know how... Like, Robert got these books on how to, like, draw animals, I think. Was that what you had? You had
Yeah,
these books,
yeah, it
sort of
was a
like how to
book
draw a
with-
bear, how to draw la la la,
Yeah.
wolves and bears, pretty much all I remember.
And it wasn't really how to draw. It was a book with drawings of animals.
Oh shit, that's
by
what it
some-
was.
some
Yeah, that's
famous
what
artist.
it was. Yeah, and it had like wolves, and then it had like drawn wolves and photos and shit. I don't remember, but it was, we were so inspired, and we were gonna like make money off of our art. And then I drew this fucking cartoonish looking motherfucking wolf, and Robert did this shaded motherfucking wolf. And I was like, this motherfucker. I was so jealous. I remember it still. Like, I don't think we've ever spoken about, like, have we talked about it?
No, I don't
Because
think
I
so.
remember being so jealous. And you drew the bear as well, same sort of style. And I just did this fucking cartoony looking motherfucker.
But it was so funny that we, yeah, really, I think it was 3rd grade.
I think so. Like 3rd grade. Like,
and we drew these and then just sort of walked around trying to sell them.
yeah, we like
door to
knocked on
door.
doors. We
Yeah.
went to people we knew, and
Yeah.
then we just like, oh, you want to buy these terrible drawings? Making money, making
Oh, yeah.
business.
But that wolf actually, I think both the wolf and bear.
Yeah, your mom
Yeah,
like
my-
framed them and everything. I remember
and
that.
gave them to my grandparents.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they hung in their apartment until
like-
they passed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they're probably back home
Back
now
at home.
again.
Yeah, you're like, Mom, where's the fucking money? you owe me?
Exactly.
Where's my
Yeah,
fucking money? Where's my 20 crowns? Because we were only selling them like super cheap, and
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
wanted to buy them.
But that's funny. I haven't thought about those animals in ages.
But dude, that wolf and bear scarred me. That fucking thing. Like I can still remember my sort of like childhood jealousy. Because I just looked at my wolf and it was like some sort of like side view, like entirely, side view bullshit wolf. And you did this sort of like 45-degree fucking thing. And I was like, come on.
Oh man,
And-
that was back in the day when
You
I
should probably dig those up and then just compare like my fantasy to those sketches.
exactly. Oh my god.
And then like, ugh. Because I'm guessing that's what we'll get out of them.
The only thing I remember from back in those days were I had a signature. You had to have your signature, and I had mixed up the letter T with the letter F, so it was Roberf. So I signed all my pieces with Roberf.
My favorite artist, Robert.
But it was a nice signature. I liked it. You even put in some shading and shit.
But
It
yeah,
was horrible.
but to tie those animals into when you were working from Denmark, and you were really producing those fucking envelopes and doing art all the time because you had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I hate you for that as well. It just, I was like, you and Prakash started doing traditional then, and I was like, motherfuckers, because I hadn't drawn traditional in years, like
Yeah.
really done anything, and that sort of stepped up my game.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I could step up your game, dude. But the piece that sticks out in my brain is, and you mentioned this in a different episode, that I think your mom had framed it now, but it was, with the Grim Reaper,
Oh shit!
and then you
that
could
one.
see
No,
like
that's not framed.
a reflection in the scythe of somebody, and then you have like the forest
Yeah,
stuff.
and I had these sort of like skulls and shit go
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
all that stuff.
And that's sort of, you probably did stuff before that one, but that one was the one that I remember that, like, you really started to do like this whole, with so many things in it. Like, you just
Yeah.
kept building in stuff. And I was so fucking angry and jealous because I could never do a lot of stuff in images. I only did like the one character,
Yeah.
and then a big blank page. And you just filled everything. And it was just perfect and so good with these lines, and it was so cool. And then, like, when it was finished, it wasn't finished. Then you
No.
started in with, like, inking it and doing
Yeah.
even more shit. And I was just like, when the fuck does this stop? How the fuck am I gonna reach this level?
I saw that image later.
Yeah. But it, like, that really
to-
impacted me. It's still burnt into my fucking brain.
I love how you don't know this stuff. You just like suffer silently.
Yeah. But that one was really, it made me step up my game even more. But I mean, I still don't fill images. It's
Yeah.
only now with the poster stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it went to that level where I just went like, no, like, I'm not going to be able to do that. So it made me sort of accept more my
Your
style
yeah.
in that way. And it's like, no, that's his thing. Like, we can't keep trying to
Yeah.
copy each other and do the same thing. So I guess sort of when I realized that, I mean, I still copied your hooded characters and stuff because I really loved the look of that, but sort of made it into more my
your
branch.
style.
Yeah.
I think what you take away is the shortcuts. Like, oh, this is smart.
Yeah.
I'll do this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, he does anatomy. Like, he solves that pose like that. Smart. I'll do that.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
was definitely one of those markings in my life.
Oh,
where
okay, cool. I made that one for love, Robert. I made it for this girl that I was super infatuated
Oh,
with.
really?
Yes. 'Cause I'll draw you anything. Just say what you want. And she wanted Scythe and Grim
The Grim Reaper. Yeah, that was cool. And that was one of the few times you've drawn, like, or one of the few times in the beginning you drew skulls. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
yeah,
didn't
I
really
didn't
like drawing
yeah.
skulls. Or I remember, but yeah, that one. Oof.
But I think that one actually is...
Didn't he have like a burning thing in his hand or something? Flames?
yeah, he had like a smoke flame monster face coming out of
And that
his...
was also really cool the way you did the flames. I remember.
That was like J. Scott Campbell
Oh, yeah.
smoke inspired. I didn't use reference, but I had sort of drawn it enough times.
Yeah.
But also there's that recent one that I did, the tree with all the faces in it. Mm-hmm. that's also the tree on the side of that image as well.
Yeah, that was the tree with the faces.
And
in
that's
it.
sort of where that got started.
Okay, cool.
Because there is like a slight Madureira sort of like inspiration there, but sort of like not looking at it, but sort of like going on feel more than.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh man, that image was so ugly though. Like when I saw it later, like everything is so disproportionate, like hand too big, face too small, like, you know, all that stuff that you didn't see back then. I don't think I have it anymore.
We've grown, Ilias.
Yeah, we have. We have that. No, but it is actually, but it's fun to hear it because it feels sort of humbling as well. Like this, like the wolves and bears. That was fucking ages ago, dude. We were in 3rd grade. What was that? Like 20 years ago. Like 23 years ago.
Yeah.
And we were really small. And, you know, I just remember, like, when I saw your bear, I just couldn't finish mine because I thought it was so ugly. Like, I just didn't have it in me to sort of push. I was like, motherfucker. But then you do. Because you don't want to fall behind or something. Like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. You never show it.
No, you never show. You just suffer. But it's like now, the big
silence.
reveal, 23 years later.
Yeah, there you go. Putting it out there.
But it's fun, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that. I needed that ego boost.
But it's been like that's the first time that I can remember it. I know that when we were doing the cursed comic that we were pursuing, you also at the time when we were in our ballpoint phase, you did all these sort of like super detailed like cross-hatched images where you were just like inking into fucking infinity. And I was just too lazy for that. But that's another one that's your thing, not mine. But I was still jealous and sort of like, because I couldn't find the energy to do that.
No, but that energy came from you doing your sketches. Because you were still doing a lot of exploration and like doing
I was
drawing
still,
different stuff, and that was so awesome that I just kept drawing my shit. So I mean, you were stressed out because I was creating actual. I was producing things for the comic. But your stuff was so awesome that I was like, fuck, that's awesome. I need to be better than him. Like, I need to go more and do more. So like, you fueled me, dude. And I actually found it. I have it at home now, like the original drawings.
Do you have the cursed cover?
Yeah.
Like the one, it's just like two bland characters and it just says cursed.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's
It's genius.
How was that ever a cover for anything? It's I don't know. How could we not see past that?
I loved your logo for it though. That was cool.
The super.
Yeah, you wrote cursed, and then instead of having a full E, you just drew the 3 lines.
Oh, I did
and it was
that.
like that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life. It was genius.
Dude, I wish we could find that and just post it.
I have it.
I'll post it on Sketchbook Heroes,
yeah, I'll
dude.
post
Just
I'll
fucking,
post it.
Just take a picture in daylight because it's probably shit.
It is shit. But okay.
Cursed returns.
So turning this around.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know if you want to ask it.
I can ask
Do it.
Then you can start suffering.
Oh man.
Okay, so favorite art piece created by yourself?
Yeah. So this one hurt.
Yeah, I don't know what to fucking do here.
No, but I like it because it's gonna take us out of our comfort zone.
No, it's really good. Like these questions are sort of my favorite. I would love to have an episode about this.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I love the first, because you mentioned the envelope project.
Mm-hmm.
I had totally forgotten about it. Like I have three or four of the envelopes in my, like, back on my station in the tattoo shop, but I never think about it. But that project was awesome. Like, I was really proud about like how I managed to do something with nothing, because it came out of, again, I have told this story, I think. It came out of me not having any paper at home, and just really being inspired, wanting to do something. And I just received my the rent, and those are the envelopes that the rent came in. It's like really kind of small, normal. If you fold the paper twice, that's A4 paper. You fold it twice, That's the size of the paper. And I drew, the first one I ever drew was my ex, Sarah. And I drew her on one of the envelopes. And it just worked perfectly. The pose that she had, she'd made like a little funny kissy face. And it worked perfectly on the envelope. And it just, yeah. And then as soon as I did that one, I'm like, fuck, I need to do more. This is awesome. And then I started creating more and more and more. And then it became...
So good, though. Like...
It became like this drive. And like I have said, it made it fun to get your rent. Like instead of not looking forward to getting that fucking envelope and having to pay money.
The possibilities.
Yeah, it was more like, yes, I get another one of those envelopes.
Nice.
And then having to think about how you open the envelopes, because like I didn't want to open it nice. I wanted it to be sort of rough. Yeah, so you open it with your fingers. But sometimes if you're too rough, you're going to rip like the side of the envelope.
Yeah.
So it was like that process, and it made a whole big thing out of it. And the plan was that I was going to do, because I stayed in Denmark for 2 years, so I wanted to do 24 envelopes, so one for each month that I stayed in Denmark. And obviously the first couple of months I threw them away, the envelopes. So I got my colleagues to give me their envelopes.
Ah.
So I have some envelopes from my boss and from Paul, my colleague, and stuff. Like just so I could get enough envelopes to finish the project. But just enough envelopes. I don't have any extra. So I need to do it. But now like a lot of people have wanted them, so there's one in LA, there's one in Canada. Like I've sent away a couple of them.
That's cool though. I love that you can monetize on your like rent envelopes.
And it just made for
Be creative.
It made for a good piece too. Like I just stuck them on with some tape on a black piece of paper and framed it, and it looks really nice. So that I think that sort of it elevated it. It was there that I started doing the faces for real, I guess. Like it really took drawing faces to a whole different level for me.
Yeah.
But other than that, it would be the Mad Max piece.
Yeah.
Because that one really elevated everything. And it took drawing portraits from making them 100% real to drawing them my way that I do now. The more simpler. So I would call it sort of a mix between comic book style and realism.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm going to try to do... I'm still working on the fucking video for the Mad Max piece. I recorded it again, and I listen to it now, and it's just fucking... It sucks. I babble for too long. I need to make it work. I want to make a video that I can listen to and feel like, okay, yeah, but this is good and enough. So that one's coming out. So Envelope Project, I would say yes. As a whole, it's it's sort of my favorite. And it's on my Behance if you want to see it. Just go to Behance, Robert Ekblom, and you can find the Envelope Project. But yeah.
I agree. It's awesome.
Thanks.
I really like it.
Thank you. And thank you for reminding me.
Anytime.
Because I was going to say the Mad Max one first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess the Envelope Project for you also, you were alone at the time, like in Denmark.
Yeah, I was stuck in a cube, not having anything to do.
Yeah. So it's sort of like, it's kind of a nice outlet, and you know, like it's like the one joy that you sort of like, okay, I get back to my envelopes now.
Exactly.
And
and also trying to take my time, and then working with, I only worked with the normal graphite pen.
They were all pencil.
Yeah. So, like, now I feel retarded for doing it that way because they look ridiculous in some light. You can't see shit because of the reflective.
Glare. The glare from the.
So
graphite.
I don't know. I probably would have done it the way I do them now.
That's why I love Copic because they don't have any glare.
Exactly.
I hate drawing with ballpoint for the same reason.
Yeah, you also get
glare.
that.
Yeah, I hate glare.
But yeah. So what's your favorite piece? Like if you look back,
not a lot has aged well. But I think the ones that I can sort of accept, although being sort of skewed, is still like the owl. Yeah, I
Sorry.
hear it too. I heard the like squeal.
Squeal?
Like but like a beep.
It's something where, like, when you're talking, I can hear some... That's weird.
No.
I
You
don't-
hear it now? No, I don't hear it anymore. But I heard like like when the mic is too close to the thing. Yeah.
It sounded like it was the alarm went off. I
I
don't know
don't
why.
think so.
It
It's too early.
didn't. It didn't.
But
Sorry.
yeah, favorite piece, I think for me, the only thing that actually has aged okay, like I said, like although being skewed, like the owl in the skull, there's something nice about it still that I enjoy. Although like parts of it could, they're shit, but there is something that I still like enjoy looking upon it. Like I can still feel some sort of like, and it's one of those pieces where you just I was in a meeting. It was like early days of King. I was in a meeting room. They were talking, developers. I was like, I have
No pressure, just drawing.
I just wanted to draw feathers. No. You or Prakash, I think Prakash actually on this one. He said he wanted to get a skull and tattoo. No, an owl and skull tattooed on his arm, and he has. But he said that he was going to design it himself or something like that. And I started doing that tattoo just for fun.
Yeah. Because it was a cool idea.
It was a cool idea, and it's like nothing new, but still
His
like...
tattoo is awesome, though, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't remember who did it, but it was... Yeah, it looks fucking badass.
But that one, I think, and the bird and the gun. Like, that bird on the gun, sort of... Like, I wanted to do, like, this whole idea where it's sort of, like... You could see a gunslinger sort of, like, holding the gun. But then realized that would be a very sort of wide shot. So I had to remove the gunslinger and made the sort of, like... The hand holding the gun is sort of like vines.
Yeah.
So my traditional sort of, like...
The squiggly
trees, but this is more sort of like hard and edgy, and holds the gun, and then it's like vines going through the gun, and then the bird at the end there with
I
the
love
rose
that.
and
I
the
love
fucking thing, and it's just like it's mindless drawing. Like I can produce that shit, over and over, but it was just like it just worked. But I'm usually
How did that sort of evolve you in any way? Like, or did it evolve you in any way? Like, or is it...
I don't know. Like,
Did it help
was-
you produce more? Because obviously some of the pieces you do... I mean, the envelope project became a project, and
No,
it's
this is
something
not
that...
a project. It's just like every now and then I get like a sort of like, I'm just gonna draw comfort zone, and there is joy in comfort zone as well.
Yeah.
And that is just like I didn't look like the only thing I looked was like sort of like a semi. What do owls look like?
Yeah.
And sort of what are the feather patterns, like in what way do they travel?
Yeah.
I took that little information, I put some guides in, then I took away the reference,
Yeah.
and I just made up feathers, made up everything. Like I didn't
Yeah.
give a shit. The skull as well is like my skull. Like I didn't fucking care.
Yeah.
And it just works. The hollow eyes, like the black and sort of like in the skull's eyes, they're so fucking dark.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it works. Like the contrast between the skull and the dark in the eyes and everything, it's just so good.
And then I love the purple on the purpose.
And the purple, the purple pen, because it's all purple. I have like 3 different pens, and they're all purple. Like it's a ballpoint in purple for the feathers.
Yeah.
There's this like Faber-Castell thing, like also purple.
Yeah.
For the big like purple dark areas, and it's just I don't know, it just worked. Then I failed on the sort of like Indian feathers at the side there, but fuck it.
You can't fail if you don't try.
Yeah, exactly. And
yeah.
and also the same with the gun and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I thought I remember like making that gun, and I just like made a mistake, and you can't see it. You can't see it. Like the mistake, I just don't know. Everything just fell into place. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna push through the mistake and just keep working on it. And up to this day, I still think it looks pretty sweet.
And that's the thing. Like, you turn a mistake into a happy accident.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
But it was like, I drew on the highlight area that I didn't want to because,
Oh,
like,
okay.
I don't know, I just failed. Sometimes you just like, whoops.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, it makes it even more real and organic and lifelike in a way, because nothing is perfect. Everything is sort of like
Art.
yeah. But if it's a bit like damaged or whatever, that's what a gun sort of a used gun looks like that, you know. So it just adds to the piece, and it makes it more you in a way instead of having this perfect polished linear thing. You know.
I have one more question.
Yeah,
that we should finish with. Okay.
Go.
What is your sort of like? What are you proud of out of your sort of like the way you draw? Like, what is your sort of like? What do you sort of pride yourself on? Because I just realized mine. And like, what is like the one thing you do when you draw that you appreciate yourself for? What do you appreciate yourself for?
Spontaneously, I would say lines, like line work. I'm proud of doing my line thickness. Like, it's been a while since I did the comic book type characters with just a whole different bunch of details, but everything with just black lines. Not really focusing in on a lot of shadows or stuff. Just doing a simple little, like, super thin line to hint of a shadow, but it works. Like, I love that about the stuff that I do. Like, that's something that I enjoy looking at, you know. And it has helped me do the style of portraits that I do now, because that's how I shade. Like, I block in the shades that way. So I guess that, if anything. What about you?
Actually, talking about the black and white or purple and, you know, purpers sketchbook, but I just realized that something that I really appreciate with my own work, it might not be my best pieces, but I color when I color. I color like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you do.
Like, I make them pop. And like, although the character, like that troll girl, that flower girl with all the leaves on her and all the colors and all, that is fucking madness. I just looked at it the other day in daylight, and I was like, sometimes I just like, am I a wizard? Like, that's what I felt like. Same thing with the guy with the armor, the yellow armor with the golden glare.
That was the first one that popped into my head.
Same thing there.
It's like it looks like it's a sticker printed on like,
that
or like
fucking,
pushed onto the fucking thing. No, I agree. Like,
that
that's
one
something
I
you
like.
really should be proud of.
And
because I could never replicate that shit. Like,
but I wish that I just like, why haven't I just done more of that? Like, because it's like, I think that is my stuff. Like, I think I could do more with that, and I just realized that on this show. So
yeah, no, but I would love to see more like commission work with you doing just simple characters on the purpose or some sort of
darker,
and just make that shit pop. Even like buying those wood boards that I did.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. But I don't know how I would do it on those, because color pencils.
There you go. Challenge.
Yeah.
Or you sort of, I don't know.
But I want it to be thicker, because the purpose, like, I love it. It's not thick enough. Like, it doesn't feel exclusive.
Or maybe you get the board. What's it called?
I do have like thicker paper as well at home, like in different colors.
Yeah,
that
I'm
bought.
Thinking of a paper. I think.
I don't. But yeah, like,
it doesn't matter.
I really like. I don't like the characters per se. Like, they look derpy, but the colors are.
No, but you draw
popping.
awesome characters, and you draw it in your way. It doesn't look like anything else. It is your style, so you should be really proud of that way, because you have developed it for a very long time, and like, I'd love to see just like a really cool Spider-Man or Venom or, you know, characters like that. If you do like a series of them, like, you would knock the shit out of that. Like, that would be really cool.
I'm not big on fan art when I do the traditional stuff.
I know.
Like, I don't know.
But it's such an easy and fun thing to do.
Yeah,
Again, it's one of those brainless things.
You know why I don't like doing it? Because I have to, like, sometimes I have to check what they look like,
but
and I don't like
you don't have to, though.
No,
like,
I don't have to, but I love that. I have some loves for some of the Spidey stuff that I sort of want in there, and I hate looking it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally get it.
Because that's what I did now with the Joker. Again, like, I got the idea from the cover of the book, but then just threw everything out the window and went extremely like what does my Joker look like?
Yeah.
So then like with the hipster haircut and everything, and I have this whole plan of coloring and everything too.
I want to color now.
Because now, like, I don't know if you can see, like, if you look at the recent post I did with it, you can barely see, like, the hints of scars that I've done on him. So I've sort of combined a little bit from the Killing Joke one with the Heath Ledger Joker. So, like, he does have a cartoonish, gigantic grin, but he also has, like, the scars even continuing up. And he's got scars on his face and nose, and somebody's cut his throat, like a little tribute to Lawless with Tom Hardy when his throat gets cut. And all of this shit. But it's just so fun taking a character and making it yours. So that's sort of my take on the fairy tale.
That's like a redesign thing,
but doing it with the character of the Joker. So, like, you doing your thing with a character like that, or Batman, or whatever.
Yeah, I could
because
definitely
I mean
do that.
those characters, you do have them, and you know
sort of,
what they look like, but just going batshit. No, I would love to see that. Definitely.
Sweet.
Yes.
Yeah, and this was a good ending. Like, I really realized stuff about me and sort of my influences from you, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because it's shit that I haven't thought about in years. Like,
No.
I haven't thought about those fucking bears. Like, it's been there. Like, when I saw the question, now that we're reading them, I was like, oh, dude.
The fucking bears.
Instant. Yeah, those bears. They fucking haunted me, like, for weeks after that incident. And I think it's a nice little retrospective, sort of, like, looking back, you know, and just, like, taking it in. Like, what really did cause all art? Like, what set us on this path?
Yeah.
Intentionally, unintentionally.
Yeah. I think it's healthy and good to look back like this. Like, also accepting that
I think that is one of the hardest ones.
We really sucked back in the day.
I actually, one final tip to our listeners.
Don't watch Justice League.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's still shit.
Yeah, it's still shit.
But yes, and another tip that is actually useful, or well, that is useful. You save money and time. You can't beat that.
No.
But I think I read it on Twitter. I can't for the life of me remember who said this, and it got lost because I don't know how to save stuff on Twitter. But someone said that, like, sort of like the artists you admire and the way that you draw, because usually we try to emulate people that we enjoy, you know, the way they draw.
Yeah.
But is that really what you're good at? You know what I mean? Like you focus a lot of time and effort in drawing, like, oh, this person does, like, Simon Stålenhag does these, like, post-apocalyptic sort of Swedish suburban areas, or, you know, like, blah,
and
blah,
it's
blah.
amazing.
And it's amazing, and
But-
you want to do it too. But is that really, like, and you suck at it, for example.
Yeah. Is that something you're gonna, like, do you want to waste time?
Yeah,
I
are
guess?
you going to excel at that? Or do you have something that you're good at, but you're not focusing on it because you're getting wowed by everyone else that you admire, and you're focusing sort of on the wrong things?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, so
Again, like, we have touched upon this a few times, but the when you look at your stuff and yourself from a different sort of angle and, like, be honest.
Oh, dude, this is going to be my next post on Sketchbook Heroes and my personal account. What do you appreciate about yourself, about your art, or the way that you draw, you know, like that we just asked ourselves?
Yeah.
Because I think that's a pretty good question. Last time we did this, we got, like, over, I don't know how many questions, like 500 and counting.
Yeah,
like, I think it was
probably
like 700.
Closer to 600.
700 replies on what is your biggest struggle as an artist.
Yeah.
So let's reverse engineer that and say, like, what do you appreciate about the way that you, like, your art? Like, what do you appreciate about your own art?
Yeah, I think that's good.
I'm going to try to find a better way to sort of say it so you understand.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's the way I use color when I use color.
Yeah.
Like, because I can't carry an artillery of colors with me.
And for me, it's the way I use lines when I use lines.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Cocaine. All those white puffy clouds. No, just kidding. No, but it would be awesome to sort of like hear your guys' sort of thought on that. So maybe that's tonight's post. Nope, it isn't.
Nope.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's good.
think
That's a good
that
way to end it too. Yeah. Also see the Infinity War trailer.
Oh
it's
yeah,
fucking
because it was
amazing.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And the ending.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
Who are you guys?
Yeah, so good. So good. So yeah.
Very excited. But thank you guys for staying with us for this long. I'm guessing about 2 hours
2
almost.
hours-ish.
And hope you enjoyed this. We have a lot more of these sort of questions. Whoop.
Oh, it's fine.
A lot of these questions still to go. So
Yeah,
we're
we
going to
could
save them for a different episode and do some more of this if you like this.
Yeah, if you like this format, please tell us, because it's way easier if we can have sort of like a discussion with you guys rather than us talking to ourselves.
We're not psychic.
We're not psychic. We don't know what you like if you don't tell us.
Exactly.
Because if you find like an episode really is boring or dragging on, or
let us know.
Let us know. Are we talking too much personal shit in the intros? Like
every little bit counts.
Like for us, making shorter sort of personal intros is not a problem.
No.
Like we won't suffer for it. Like we're gonna talk. Like
that's what we
in
do.
one way or another. So if you have like, oh, I hate this part. Like, and if it's like, if no one enjoys it,
then why the fuck would we do it?
Yeah. Because it's not a problem for us. We talk about shit that we like, and if we drag on too long on specifics or something, tell us.
Yeah.
Like the best way to improve this format is you reaching out.
Feedback.
Exactly. Feedback.
Give it to us.
Keep it short though.
Yeah.
Because we're really bad at replying to long stuff.
I'm also bad with the letters.
With the letters.
Yes.
The latest.
Yes. Lettuce.
Lettuce.
Lettuce. Yeah. No, now I need to go buy soup for my sick
I need to
girlfriend.
because I've drank like this Zlatan water. Zlatan water.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The football player.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome.
Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's you subscribing to the podcast at iTunes.
And all of your friends and family too.
Your family. And tell your cats.
Please. Yeah, exactly. They all need accounts of something, I guess.
So up, and...
Skadoosh.
Skadoosh. Papa Ganoush. Good talk.
Good.
Good talk. So we had good talk.